We present a novel dual-focus stereo computational photography technique for a broad range of imaging applications. Our method uses a pair of images captured at different viewpoints and focus, but with the same wide aperture size. We call these images dual-focus stereo pairs, or DFSP pairs. Each image in the DFSP pair focuses at a different scene depth. Therefore, a 3D point focused in one image will appear defocused in the other. We aim to reconstruct a defocus kernel map, or DKM, for each image. To estimate the DKMs, we first extract the salient features in each image and use them to estimate camera parameters. We then integrate the defocus kernel map estimation with the disparity map solution process and refine the salient maps. Coded or color-filtered aperture can recover the depth and defocus kernel map from a single image. However, they require modifying the optical systems. DFSP, on the other hand, does not require any modification to the cameras and only uses a pair of images. We first demonstrate DFSP for low lighting imaging. Capturing high-quality images under low light conditions is challenging. Images captured with regular aperture and shutter speed setups are usually underexposed. Histograph equalization can be used to enhance contrast. However, the result is still very noisy. One possible solution is to use a slower shutter speed. However, slow shutters will introduce motion blurs. Alternatively, we can use a wide aperture. However, images captured with a wide aperture have shallow depth of field and cannot focus all parts of the scene. We use DFSP to enhance low-light photography. We place two digital SLRs adjacent to one another. Both cameras have identical wide aperture settings, but focus at different parts of the scene. The captured images also exhibit slight parallax. We first recover the DKM and the disparity map using the DFSP pair, and then use the DKM to segment the in-focus regions. Finally, we warp the segmented regions using the estimated disparity map. Here we show our synthesized all-in-focus result. Compared with images captured with either a small or wide aperture, DFSP is able to preserve final details with minimal noise. Next, we demonstrate using DFSP for automatic defocus matting. Existing defocus matting algorithms assume all images are captured from the same viewpoint. DFSP allows more flexible settings by accounting for parallax. Here we show a DFSP pair with the first image focusing at the foreground penguin and the second at the background tree. Notice the parallax between the images. To estimate the alpha mat, we first use the recovered DKM to segment the foreground object. We then create a trimap using morphologic operations based on edge heuristics. Finally, we use the robust matting algorithm to compute the alpha mat. Here we show the recovered foreground. Here we create a composite image using a new background. Here we show a DFSP pair of a stuffed animal. The recovered alpha mat and foreground are shown on the right. And here we show the new composite image. Finally, we demonstrate using DFSP for multifocus fusion. Here we show a DFSP pair of a garden scene. The first image focuses at the foreground sprouts and the second at the middle ground flower. We use the recovered defocus kernel map to segment the foreground region and warp it into the second image. However, directly warping the foreground region incurs abrupt changes of blurriness across the warping boundary. Therefore, we further compute a distance field map from the foreground boundary and adaptively control for blurriness. Details of this algorithm can be found in the paper. The final fusion result maintains smooth transitions from the in-focus region to the out-of-focus region.